let's talk. Let's talk Concacaf 2022 World Cup qualifiers. Match day 13, where we only got one match day left. We just seal everything, you know what I'm saying? Put the cherry on top. We pretty much know who's going to qualify and who won't, who's in the playoffs and all that good stuff. And we just need that final match to just say, okay, this is what it is. And then we have the World Cup draw coming up. And yeah, we're going to have fun with that information. But big up to everybody in the stream right about now. Thanks for coming through for another one. Chair feels a bit low. Yeah, thanks for coming through for another one. I've been up all day since about 4:45. God damn, I'm tired. And yet another day of World Cup qualifying action. We're jamming. As Bob Marley said, we're jamming again. You know what I'm saying? We're jamming. I'm jamming, and I hope you like jamming too. So, big up to everybody in the stream, man. Let's get this. Let's talk. First and foremost, let's take the time to congratulate Canada. Congratulations to Canada, man. Canada have qualified for the World Cup for only the second time in their history after having first made it in 1986. I wasn't even born yet when Canada pulled that off, but since then, they haven't shown their face at the World Cup again until now. They will be at the event later on this coming November and December. So a big round of applause to Canada and John Herdman, his boys, the fans. Congratulations, man. They did a great job. Great job indeed to Team Canada. You got to give it to them, man, because they went out there and against all odds, they shocked everyone. They really, really shocked everyone because initially, I never predicted Canada to qualify for the World Cup. I really didn't. You see what I'm saying? I really didn't predict them to qualify for the World Cup. And then after what I saw in the Gold Cup, I was like, nah, this Canadian team is qualifying. That Gold Cup performance actually convinced me that that team is qualifying. And a lot of you guys who have been following the channel notice. You notice. I was like, nah, Canada, yeah. Nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, decent team. But as far as the World Cup, they ain't touching it. I had Jamaica, Honduras with a better chance than Canada. But the Gold Cup performance sort of galvanized what was to come in the World Cup qualifiers. And have to come through the playoffs to make the octagonal, like they could have missed out. They had to play Haiti, brushed aside Haiti, and Canada not only qualified, but went on to top the octagonal. They won't be surpassed. It won't happen. And this Canadian team basically shocked everyone. And look at the background there. Full sellout BMO Stadium in Toronto on a cold spring day. I didn't expect it to be so cold today, but it was damn cold. So congratulations to Canada. There's another graphic down here. Let's find it. A nice one. This is the Concacaf website. Let's find this Twitter, I should say. Where's that? I like this right here. Where's that? I need to find it, but it's really, really nice right here, man. Very, very, very beautiful. Damn, I'm actually looking at the wrong thing. So let me share that with you right now. Imagine I did all that scrolling, but it's good that I didn't scroll, on the current page because that's not good for your eyeballs, you know what I'm saying? Me scrolling down like that. So, yeah, Canada qualified officially. Congratulations to the Canucks, the Reds. And I think I need a better picture than that. It needs to be done justice indeed, because it's a bit too small. Bit too small. So let me do something for you and pull that up. All right, that looks a lot better there. As Team Canada, that's the entire squad, the French players as well up at the top, and the core and the base down towards the bottom there. So great performance, man. Great performance. And with that being said, let's just go back to where we started in terms of the page. You know what I'm saying? Let's just go back. All right, so Kyle Lauren, top scorer, Jonathan David right behind, and these guys have been dominating Concacaf World Cup qualifying, man. So well done, Canada, man. And before I get into anything, I just wanted to touch on that and congratulate Canada. Let's also take some time to congratulate the USA. After missing out in 2018, guys, it's safe to say that Team USA are back. Team USA are back at the World Cup. 25 points, basically can't be caught with a plus 13 goal difference. Costa Rica will need to defeat the USA by what? 10 goals? Basically. You see what I'm saying? To catch them. And that's not happening. Costa Rica are not a team that scores a lot of goals. You see what I mean? If not 10, but if Costa Rica scores like, let's say, 6-0, you know what I mean? They'll go up to if they score 5, they'll go up to plus. Yeah, they need to win the game by 6 goals. 6 goals to pass the USA. That ain't happening, man. 6-0 will put them to plus 9. USA will drop down to plus 7. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not happening. So it's safe to say the USA have qualified for the 2022 World Cup as well. But we can't really congratulate the USA too much. We can't go too deep with it because mathematically it is not sealed as yet. And the same goes to Mexico, who's in a more precarious situation there, because let's say Costa Rica destroy the USA, which I doubt will happen, right? And Mexico go on to lose to El Salvador, which I doubt will happen. Then Costa Rica could put Mexico to that third direct spot and throw Mexico in the playoffs. But what we know for sure, the one team that have qualified is Canada, and the 4 teams that are at least, the 3 teams that are at least going to be in the playoffs and guarantee the playoff spot is the USA, Mexico, and Costa Rica. But, guys, let's keep it real. Canada, the USA, and Mexico are going to qualify for the World Cup, and Costa Rica are going to go into the playoffs, and I think Costa Rica would actually qualify. If they do come up against New Zealand, Costa Rica are qualifying. And with that said, what happened in the Oceania World Cup qualifiers today? Well, New Zealand only got past. Whoa! Come on, Papua New Guinea. Come on, Papua. So the record, the history, repeat itself with that one, because the Solomon Islands have been historically better than Papua New Guinea. And I thought that Papua was actually going to do something a lot better than, that. And they lost the game 3-2. So it's going to be New Zealand versus Solomon Islands, just like the 2018 World Cup playoffs for Oceania. New Zealand only beating Tahiti by 1-0. So good performance by Tahiti. I didn't watch this game, any of these games. I haven't watched any of the Oceania games. I haven't even seen highlights. I think I need to check out the highlights tomorrow just to have some kind of, context there. So that's what's going on in Oceania. New Zealand will take on Solomon Islands. And could we see a shock win for Solomon Islands? Costa Rica could be facing Solomon Islands or New Zealand. So that's what's going on in Oceania. I thought we'd just touch on Oceania since it's relevant to the CONCACAF region. So Look, if we go back to the preliminaries, you could see that El Salvador, right, top their group in the preliminary. Canada, Curacao, Panama, Haiti, and St. Kitts and Nevis. El Salvador got the better of St. Kitts and Nevis. Canada got the better of Haiti, and Panama barely got past Curacao. So those teams that I just mentioned that failed to make the octagonal would actually be fancying, their chances for the 2026 World Cup to go with teams like Montserrat, Trinidad and Tobago, maybe a Bahamas, Nicaragua, Guatemala, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, maybe Cuba. These teams, man, are going to look to, Grenada, comes to mind. These teams are going to actually look to compete. Suriname, let's not forget Suriname, who, was creating a buzz in the last World Cup qualifiers. So, look, let's go back to the final round. We touch on the table already, and this is what the table looks like after 13 match days. Canada, congratulations, have qualified. The USA and Mexico basically there, but, we need one more match to actually finalize things. Costa Rica basically guaranteed a playoff spot. Panama eliminated. I actually thought Panama were going to do better than this. They looked really good at the beginning, but they were very inconsistent, man. You see that 5 losses, 5 wins, and 3 draws. Very, very inconsistent. El Salvador must feel proud of themselves. They competed valiantly throughout World Cup qualifiers. Jamaica, rather disappointing to say the least. And Honduras, even more disappointing than Jamaica. So let's take a look at the matches that went on today. We had some very exciting games with Canada defeating Jamaica 4-0. Costa Rica defeating El Salvador on the road 2-1. The USA completely smashing Panama 5-1. And this game between Mexico and Honduras wasn't so exciting, and Mexico basically shithousing themselves to a 1-0 win to almost ensure a World Cup qualification. So let us start with this game. Honduras 0, Mexico 1. And guys, I did watch all of these games for the most part. I didn't write down any notes, so I'm not going to go through any detailed analysis or anything. I'm just going to give my thoughts on how I feel all the teams performed. And look, with Hernan Dario Gomez being in charge of this Honduras team and they already failing to qualify for the World Cup, you could see he's already trying to transition the team for the future with the rotation of the squad. They basically sent out a B team against Mexico here, or a C team against Mexico, with a lot of the regulars not even involved. Albert Ellis, Cuyoto tested positive. You have the captain, Mino Figueroa. I think he was suspended. And guys like Anthony Lozano. And the list goes on. Not involved. You see? And they give Mexico a run for their money. A big chance by Honduras that was, followed up by another big chance by Mexico. And the game was just a cagey affair. Not a lot of chances at goal. And then from the set piece, a corner, Edson Alvarez finally headed in for Mexico, who a couple changes were made, and I think the guys like Linus came off the bench, and it just, give them a different dynamic on the field. Tata Martino wasn't present. I don't know if that had any bearing on the way they played, but Mexico have not looked that great during World Cup qualifiers, and what they've done is basically the definition of shithousing themselves all the way through to 25 points and a game away from qualifying for the World Cup. So nothing to really talk about in terms of positive stuff from Mexico, like maybe Edson Alvarez, who has actually been playing very, very well throughout qualifiers. All the other players rather inconsistent and unimpressive, if you ask me. They don't score enough goals. They always give the opposition a chance. And they have to start transitioning a lot of their talented youngsters into the team to just give something different. These players are very predictable. Great effort by Honduras. Let's give them the credit. They were at home and they put out a very good performance. If Mexico had drawn this game, it would have made the final match very, very interesting because El Salvador proved themselves not to be pushovers. And with Costa Rica here, you never know. Coming up against the USA at home, picking up a win, Mexico joined. Mexico put into the playoffs just like the 2014 World Cup to face potentially New Zealand again. So, look, Mexico need to get their act together, man. Seriously, they really, really need to get their act together. These players got to step up, not creative enough, and players are not putting their hands up and say, hey, man, I'm going to take the game to this team and just be that talismanic figure. None of these guys. I expect better from Hervin Lozano, Jesus Corona, and Raul Jimenez, but if you don't have nobody in the midfield to really give him the ball or run to the byline and take on players, well, you ain't going to get nothing to really feed on, So, big up to everybody in the house, man. You guys are the real deal. Big up to John Burns for dropping the $5 Canadian super chat here, who says, so all Costa Rica needs to do is to beat USA by 4 and hope Mexico loses and Canada moves up to part 3. Yay, Canada. Well, I think Costa Rica needs to win by about 6. Yeah, I think about 6 to actually pass the USA and hope that, they need to win by 6, basically, to get into that, to finish above the USA. That's not happening. That ain't happening, guys. Let's just forget about Costa Rica getting a direct spot. Costa Rica are gonna go into the playoffs. Going into the playoffs, like without a doubt. And you got to give him credit for that. We'll talk about them pretty soon. So who else we got in here, man? Big up to Garrett G. Big up to Abdul Jama. Some at the Longhouse. Bethel. Samuel Staya. Who else we got in here, man? Jack Kronowski. Irvin Vita. Happy Raptors fan. Who else we got, man? Mr. Yon. Big up to you, man. If Costa Rica beat the USA 2-0 or 3-0 and Mexico lose to El Salvador 3-0 or 2-0, Costa Rica will jump Mexico and qualify directly. Well, yeah, but guys, come on. For those two things to happen, something crazy, some crazy gotta happen. That's not happening. Both the USA and Mexico are not losing. They're not. That ain't happening, okay? So let's get that out of our heads. No twists and turns in CONCACAF. It's not happening. It ain't happening. And I think I got all my predictions right for the USA to beat Panama, Mexico to beat Honduras, Costa Rica to beat El Salvador, and Canada to beat Jamaica. Pretty much, easy predictions if you ask me. I did not see Alphonso Davies' reaction because I was actually watching the game, and I think he was probably doing a watch out. I don't know if he was at the stadium. I don't know. I really don't know. But great performance by Canada. We'll get to that. So, Dom, can you tell me how Mexico played that bad against Honduras? Yeah, they weren't good at all. They weren't good, but they managed to do it. Big up to Karoom in the house who said, big up Canada. You see, when you put a clear plan in place, what happens? All right. Please don't talk about CONCACAF tonight. Pain, just pain. Well, this is what we're going to talk about, man. We're going to talk about CONCACAF, and that's it today. CONCACAF. We are not going to get into the other confederations tonight. I don't have a lot of time. I've been up all day. I stayed at work for 12 hours, got off, watched the games, and I've been up ever since, So, Mr. Yon, hey, Dom, if North Macedonia beat Italy, anything is possible. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Indeed. Big up to the boy Strasbourg, Steve in the house, man. And better listen, Alphonso Davies was streaming on Twitch and broke down in tears when the game over. Of course, it's expected. Guys, I covered the Gold Cup in 2017. That was Alphonso Davies' breakout tournament. He was only about 16, 17 years old. You know what I'm saying? And that's 5 years ago. You know what I mean? So I've known of his journey, and when he got signed by Bayern Munich, I laughed. I'm like, whoa, what are they doing? You know what I'm saying? And look at what he's turned into today, man. So, yeah. So, look, not a great performance by Mexico, but they still managed to get the result. something that they have been doing all World Cup qualifiers for the most part. Only a few games at Mexico were really convincing, but not many to really talk about. Look, against the USA, a 0-0 draw. Against Panama, previously, a 1-0 win. It took an 88-minute penalty by Raul Jimenez to win that game. Costa Rica, 0-0. Jamaica, on the road, it took Mexico coming back from behind in the 81st and 83rd minute to beat Jamaica, who switched off late. They lost to Canada, lost to the USA. Yep, brush aside Honduras and El Salvador down towards the bottom of the table, but due to Canada, due to Panama, barely beat Costa. It has been a poor World Cup qualifying effort by Mexico, but they still managed to qualify. Let's just say that they qualify. Let's give it to them. Let's give it to them. They will qualify directly, but I don't think they're going to do anything crazy at the World Cup. I really don't think. But then again, you never know. If they're able to get their act together between now and November, you never ever know, man. Plus, you can't guarantee that the teams that they get in their group are gonna be on their P's and Q's. You see what I'm saying? So you never know, man. You really never know, because when you look at the 2014 World Cup, Mexico struggled to qualify, but went to that World Cup and did really, really well. You see what I'm saying? What was it? Got knocked out by Netherlands, dodgy penalty. So you can't really judge too much. That's what you have to basically judge on, but you have to be very careful. You got to be careful when you talk about teams going into a World Cup. Look at teams that won the World Cup and went into the World Cup and got knocked out in the group phase. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So let's just move on to the next game. Not going to stay here forever. And let's pull up the next match. Final round. Let's get the final round here. Let me see if I could actually access the game from here. Nope, can't. So, final round. Scroll down to the bottom. And let's talk El Salvador, Costa Rica. So, I didn't watch the first stages of this game. I missed the first half, basically. Caught the game in the second half because I was watching Canada, of course, versus Jamaica. I was on the road. Wasn't able to pull up two devices. So, excuse me that I couldn't watch the first half of this game. But in the second half, I'm telling you, El Salvador played some good football. I think El Salvador were the better team in the second half. They created some really good chances, had a couple good shouts. I think El Salvador should have actually got a penalty with Kendall Waston's shove on Christian Gill. That was a clear penalty. Clear as day penalty. That was a foul. You see what I'm saying? That wasn't body to body. That was a clear shove to the ground, which is pretty, weird when you think about it, that Jamaican referee didn't even, go to the monitor and take a look. But in this game, Anthony Contreras scored in the 38th minute. Christian Gill equalized a minute later, and then Joel Campbell goal being the winner to give Costa Rica big 3 points and catapult them into the playoff spot, basically guaranteed. I think that's where they will actually finish the campaign, in fourth. If they had done a little bit better in some of the games earlier in qualifiers, they could have sealed the direct place. And they probably saying that to themselves too, like, damn, if we had only performed a lot better in the earlier rounds. Let's say, for example, that 0-0 draw against Panama to open proceedings. Mexico, they could have earned a draw in that opening game. Barely lost that game 1-0. Hosting Jamaica and only picking up a point. You see what I'm saying? And then going away to Honduras, a struggling team, and picking up a point. So in the earlier stages, they really struggled. Look, you're talking about 1, 2, 3 points in the first 4 matches. And they had to turn their fortunes around. Even, when you consider they beat El Salvador to make it 6 points in 5 games, The next 2 games after that to make it 7, halfway through, they only had 5 points. You see what I'm saying? Only had 5 points halfway through. So you got to give it to Costa Rica. This is insane when you think about it. This is insane. Well, 6 points, pardon me, halfway through. This is insane. After those back-to-back losses against the USA and Canada, they didn't lose another game. You see what I'm saying? So their last 6 games, 5 of them have been wins and 1 a draw against Mexico in Mexico, to highlight how poorly Mexico have been as well. So great job by Costa Rica. Luis Fernando Suarez and his boys deserve to qualify for the World Cup, even though it's going to be via the playoffs. Well, not to underestimate New Zealand so early. Still, you see what I'm saying? Costa Rica, I think, will defeat New Zealand. Judging from what I've seen here, they're not losing. They are not losing to New Zealand or Solomon Islands or whoever they face. They're not losing. I'm confident about that. I put money on that. I'm not a betting man, but I work too hard for money to be throwing it away and betting, though. Seriously, you know what I mean? If I bet, I must be absolutely sure. And when you're absolutely sure, it means that the odds are not really that high and you ain't going to win that much. So, see what I'm saying? Another good performance by Costa Rica, even though they were tested by El Salvador on the road. Give it up to El Salvador. Hugo Perez has, this team playing some good football. I just hope they stick with him and continue this program, because I'm telling you this, I have more confidence in El Salvador qualifying for the World Cup in 2026 than Jamaica or Honduras right now. You see what I'm saying? So in 2026, 3 spots available directly. Not confirmed yet, but that should be it. El Salvador, Panama, Costa Rica, maybe. And when you really think about Jamaica, even with the USA, Canada, and Mexico not involved, Jamaica doesn't even look that good to qualify for 2026. You see what I'm saying? Just think about it. Just think about what I just said. You see what I mean? Even though 2 more Concacaf teams are going to get thrown into a playoff as well, you're coming up against teams from Asia, Africa, South America. You see what I'm saying? The OFC. It ain't going to be a walk in the park. You see what I'm saying? It ain't going to be. I can't wait until the draw is done so we could start talking 2026 World Cup. We're going to start talking about 2026 World Cup and how it looks for some teams going into that event. But look, El Salvador 1, Costa Rica 2. I predicted a win for Costa Rica, and they managed to pull it off. You got to give them credit, man. You definitely got to give them credit. They've really rallied, and they put the wheels back on their World Cup qualifying campaign, where it seems as if the wheels were falling off. You see what I mean? The ball joints were dry. Turned the corner, the wheels popped out. But they pulled things back together, man. If you see any Hondas on the road, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so great stuff by Costa Rica. Great stuff. But look, notable mentions for the Costa Rica. Well, and when I tell you El Salvador, just to touch on I'm just looking back at the stats here. El Salvador had 70% of the ball. 70. But you can't fault Costa Rica for how they played. They had the lead, and all they needed to do was preserve that lead. They did get close on a few occasions to make it 3. Wasn't able to do so. But El Salvador dominating with 70%. Come on. That's not a normal thing that you see happen very, very often. So you got to give them credit, though. They didn't lay down and get beaten. They took the game to Costa Rica and maybe should have gotten a draw out of this match. So Look, congrats, man. And something else for El Salvador. It's nice to see, a mix up, a few black players from El Salvador in the mix as well. It's nice to see that, man. I just want to put it out there, man. Now I got not to bring race into it, but I like to see a mixture. You know what I mean? It looks nice. It looks nice. It looks nice. You see that with Costa Rica, Honduras, but you don't see a lot of black players playing for teams like Guatemala and El Salvador. So, it's nice to see that. So, look, and I think to mention that Gil, the goal scorer, is a player that I'm really, talking about. And he's 25 years old, and they will look to actually use him more going forward. I'm surprised we didn't see him a lot more during these qualifiers, though. So, yeah. Let's see what, they do in terms of 2026. So, yeah. Not to stray too much from the topic. Congrats to Costa Rica on bouncing back. As I mentioned, I think they will qualify for the World Cup. What are you guys saying in the chat? Big up to everybody in the house, man. We had 100 plus people in here. Guys, make sure you smash the thumbs up button for the live stream. Let's get the live up to at least 50 likes. 50 thumbs up while we're live. Do it for Canada. Do it for the USA. Do it for Mexico. Do it for Costa Rica. And if you're fans of the other teams, do it for your team, okay? You guys could do better than 24 likes right now. You could do a lot better than that, okay? Smash up the thumbs up button, and we're going to move on to the next game. Big up to everybody in here, man. T-Bird, been drinking, celebrating Canada's qualification. Let's go, Nassim B. Huge win for Greg Berhalter and the U.S. men's national team. Just a few inches closer to Qatar 2022, and what a legendary performance from Pulisic. Costa Rica qualifying to World Cup. Sorry, New Zealand or Solomon. They too much for them. Yeah, indeed. Do it for Jamaica. We need it. So, Jose Lucas who's saying we can finally play with the big boys. You want to roll with the big boys. You know that song, whatever, that song you go on Instagram that's playing in every reel? You know what I mean? You want to hang with the big boys. Huh? Canada want to hang around with the big boys. Big up to the boy, Michael Olapido. Can you bet City winning the league? We're not talking about that right now, bro. Context. Dom, if the USA don't lose 6-0 on Wednesday, they will have part 2 locked up for the draw. That is huge. Yeah, we will. What I'm planning to do is Thursday night, I'm going to do, I would like to do, maybe not in the night, maybe in the day, maybe sometime in the day when the results for the new rankings come out, we could actually do like a mock draw during the day. So I could, that's an African song. Indeed, it is. Chilling with the big boys, man. We can't hang with the big boys. So, look. During the day on Thursday, the 31st, what 30 days? Okay, 31st of March of 31 days. During the day, we're going to actually do a mock draw. Pull out the pots. Should I pull out the pots? Yeah. I need 4 pots, and then we'll fill up all the groups. Okay? We'll do that. We're going to do that. We're going to do a mock draw on Thursday. That'll be fun. And we're going to discuss potential groups and all of that. I think I could do that. That'll be fun to do on Thursday. And then on Friday, we're going to react to the draw live. And then, the fun stuff is coming, man. Fun stuff is coming. So, I'm looking forward to that, man. Definitely looking forward to that. So, big up to everybody in the house, man. Once again, guys, like up the video. Thank you for the continued support. We almost at 50K subs. You know what I'm saying? We're closing in definitely. And we will get there eventually. You know what I mean? 2022 is a big World Cup year. There'll be a lot of World Cup content. Look forward to collaborations with Football Pharaoh, Michael Talks Football, and more people where, I look to build upon the 2022 World Cup. So let's go back, and let's move on to the next game. Not going to dig too deep into that, but congratulations to Costa Rica once again. Hard luck to El Salvador on failing to qualify this time around. So let's just scroll down here. Scroll down. Every team currently in World Cup qualifiers in CONCACAF qualified for the World Cup at least once before. Jamaica qualifying once. Canada once before. Now making it the second time. El Salvador qualified before, I think maybe like twice. Can't remember exact number, but they qualified, I think, twice, for the World Cup. Back in, I'll let you know exactly when El Salvador qualified for the World Cup before. I don't know off the top of my head, to be completely honest. But yeah, twice. I was right with that one, 1970 and 1982. So yeah, sometimes you know things and you doubt yourself. You know what I mean? You doubt yourself. You shouldn't do that. That's not recommended. So let us talk about the USA 5, Panama 1. And you got to give a lot of credit to the USA here, where it could have gone totally wrong. Like it was set up to go wrong. But the U.S. men's national team under Grego Berhalter, Mr. Gregory, went out there and they put out a clinic. It could have been more, could have got uglier, but they were very, very clinical in the final third. And when they were tested in their defensive third of the field, they managed to keep Panama out for the most part. You got to give Zach Steffen a lot of credit. Even though, he had a little boo-boo here and there, he still managed to only concede once. Look, Christian Pulisic, 17th minute from the penalty spot, and Anibal Godoy. Bro, I don't know what you're thinking. This is a high-stakes game. You can't grab players by the neck and throw them on the ground. Like, come on. This ain't UFC. Come on, man. You got to do better than that. Anibal. You acted like an animal in that game. Giving away 2 penalties is absolutely unacceptable in similar fashion. Some people, the Panamanians are protesting. They've been very rowdy during the World Cup qualifiers. They like to fight. I don't know why. They just love to fight. And they have themselves to blame on missing out on World Cup qualifiers because they look good. They beat the USA before. And now the USA know exact their revenge with a big dirty 5-0. 5-1. It should have been 5-0. But 5-1 victory. Pulisic, 17th minute from the penalty spot. Paul Arriola. What a ball in. What a ball. Over the top. I think that was Pulisic running in behind. Pass it back to Anthony Robinson, if I'm not mistaken. And what a crossing. And the jump by Paul Arriola to get up ahead of Eric Davis. Brilliant, man. Brilliant. And I didn't even expect Eric Davis to play this game, and he did. It's quality there for Panama, and they weren't able to, come up with the goods. 27th minute, Jesus Ferreira. I'm happy for him that he got his goal. And in 27 minutes, the USA basically put the game to bed. So kudos to the USA. They did well. 4 minutes of first half extra time. Pulisic put away another penalty. Anibal Godoy smacking the player in his face, going up for the ball. And then Pulisic again, being fortunate with a couple touches and scoring in the 65th minute to give the USA a big 5-0 lead. Pulisic completing the hat-trick there, which is, brilliant. Great confidence booster for the Chelsea man. Captain America. Best player on the USA national team right now. And 86th minute, Anibal Godoy pulled one back for Panama. That was a header. So, look, Thomas Christensen and Panama, I think, in the earlier stages of World Cup qualifiers, they did well. They really, really did well. But the form started to peter off, and they lost to El Salvador. You know what I'm saying? So there's some games that they could go back and look at and be like, we should have done a lot better with that game. You see what I'm saying? They had some good games coming back from behind against Honduras. But in the last game against Honduras, they should have won that game. But they didn't. Let's just say Panama weren't good enough this time around. And I did not predict them to qualify for the World Cup. And I think they were very unfortunate to even get through the preliminaries against Curacao. If you revisit that game against Curacao, the chances were just being put on a platter for Curacao, and they just wouldn't take the chances. You see what I'm saying? And Panama, I think they pulled themselves together since that preliminary final, and ultimately failed to make the cut for Qatar 2022. But they will look forward to 2026, where I think they'll have a really, really good chance once they keep developing youngsters and churning out the talent. Look, I like Adalberto Carrasquilla. He's a really good player. I think his form kind of fell by the wayside a bit in the latter stages of qualifiers as well. And maybe this is the end for players like Gabi Torres, you know what I'm saying? Cecilia Waterman and a few more other guys, you know what I mean? Edgar Basinas and co. You know, so let us see how it goes for Panama. You know, they just got to keep their chin up. Let's see if they keep Thomas Christiansen in charge. I think they actually should. You see what I'm saying? I think they should keep him in charge. He didn't do a bad job. This Panamanian team did not look good after the World Cup, guys. Remember, they made a lot of managerial changes after the World Cup, and they were just regressing, and Christensen have put them in a better place. As for the USA, oh man, congratulations. Congratulations to the USA. Congratulations to the USA. After that dreadful night in Cuba, Trinidad and Tobago, we all witnessed it back in, what was that, 2017? Guys, it's a relief for the U.S. men's national team, man. Back on the big stage. And when you look at the crop of players that they have, man, it's amazing. It's amazing to see that the USA made a complete 360 on when it comes to the World Cup form in 2018, World Cup qualifying form, because a lot of the players were just moved on, you know what I'm saying? And they just blood New York. It's like they threw away most, if not all, of the players that was involved back then. Christian Pulisic surviving. I think Christian Pulisic, one of the only players that survived, and maybe one or two other players survived that. And if I could go all the way back to that 2017 World Cup loss there to Trinidad and Tobago. 2-1 in Trinidad and Tobago. Omar Gonzalez, own goal in the 17th minute. Alvin Jones in the 37th minute from distance. I could never forget that, man. And that own goal by Omar Gonzalez was, oh man, that was terrible. Pulisic with the consolation goal in the 47th minute. So when you go back at that lineup back in 2017, Bobby Wood, gone. Josie Altido, gone. Darlington Nagbe, gone. Paul Arriola is still around. He scored in the game tonight, so he's one player that survived. Michael Bradley held on for a couple more years, but gone. Villafana, gone. Bezler, Omar Gonzalez, gone. The only survivors are, well, Tim Howard retired, but the only survivors are DeAndre Yedlin, Paul Arriola, and Christian Pulisic. These guys are young. You see what I'm saying? Arriola was only 22 years old. Yedlin, he was how old back then? Yedlin was about 23, and Christian Pulisic was about 17. You see what I'm saying? Pulisic is only still 23. So Pulisic was just turned 18, actually. He just turned 18, so, you know, you got to give the USA a lot of credit for just turning their fortunes around. Turning their complete 360, man. So, after that dreadful game with Bruce Arena, turn their fortunes around. Kellen Acosta came off the bench, so he's one that's still around. And that's it. Only four players that's still involved. One or two guys like Tim Ream and Brad Guzan pop up now and again, but gotta give it to the USA, man. So as much as Greg Berhalter get a lot of stick for some of the decisions that he make, you gotta give him credit. And I never had any doubts, really, that the USA would fail to qualify for the World Cup. They were one of the teams that I predicted to make the cut. So for this game, I really like that they called up Shaq Moore. Big up to the boy Shaquille, who was brilliant in the game. You see what I'm saying? And it shows the depth for this U.S. national team. Yedlin, he got suspended. Dest, not involved. Injured. Shaq Moore is there. There's also Reggie Cannon, who's not involved. So there's a lot of talent. Walker Zimmerman, give him credit. Miles Robinson, the Robinson, brothers there from another mother. At left back and left center back, they have been really, really good for the U.S. Look, I'm really impressed with Anthony Robinson, man. This guy going forward is a beast, and he does have a threat from in front of goal. Musa, Tyler Adams, and Luca De La Torre. I did give him a lot of credit in the previous live stream, and I like that he was involved. And look, man, he stepped up in place of Kellen Acosta. And brilliant game. Paul Arriola with the goal. Then Gio Reyna came on and had a chance that he put wide and was feisty with the Panamanians as well. I'm happy for Ferreira, who was brought in. And for Pepe has been struggling big time. So it's good for him to just sit on the bench and just maybe learn a thing or two. Ferreira had numerous chances, but he put away one. And Christian Pulisic, man, what more could be said about Christian Pulisic? He does it for Chelsea. He does it for the U.S. national team. Off the bench, Reyna, Morris, Aaron Long. Like Jordan Morris and Aaron Long being, given more opportunities. Gianluca Busio looking like a character out of FIFA 22 career mode, basically with that long hair and that blonde long hair. Acosta came off the bench. And, you got to give credit to Zach Steffen, my Manchester City player. Had some big saves in that game as well. A scrappy chance in the early stages of the match. And then another one late when, he pulled off like a double save there. Palm, and then the chance he saved it with his legs. So, look, things are looking on the up for the USA. And with this bunch of players, if they have a full-strength team, they will actually be a force to be reckoned with at the World Cup. You can't take this team lightly at all. It's a team that's a lot of oppositions have never faced, and you never know what you could get from this bunch of players, man. Very explosive. And when you talk potential, you think, rubber band effect. Pull it back, bam, and you hit. Young team. Full of potential, man. Talking potential energy here. So, give it up to Greg Berhalter, man. You know what I mean? I was one of the people, I criticized him, but in the end, I knew he would have got the job done. He does some weird things, like the previous game against Panama, where he played a weird 11, but 5-1, convincing victory, stamping your authority on the game. And even though they won't go on to top the octagonal, they're still showing who's boss in the Concacaf region, winning the UEFA Nations League, winning the Gold Cup, and going on to qualify for a World Cup after missing the one in 2018. Brilliant stuff. You could say that the whole, let's say, program was a success, and they need to actually continue building on this, because the USA will be ensured a World Cup place in 2026. So you see, all positives, man, all positives. So big up to everybody in the house right about now, man. You guys are the real deal. Make sure you smash the thumbs up button for the live stream. Have we hit 50 thumbs up as yet? We are actually at 49, so become the 50th by hitting the thumbs up button. Do appreciate everybody who joined up for the live stream. tonight. Okay? So, look, the plan is to talk CONCACAF only, right? We're going to talk CONCACAF only, spend about an hour, and tomorrow, guys, we will get into the big previews for the Tuesday matches. We'll talk a bit about the Wednesday games in CONCACAF as well. And we're going to have some more fun. We will be talking about the European matches. We will be talking about the African games. A few matches left in Asia as well to determine, the spots in the group. And we talk Oceania as well. You know what I mean? They got the final coming up. So still a lot left to talk about. We talk the potential draw sometime during the week. So there'll be a lot of live streams going forward. We go live tomorrow, go live Tuesday night, and we definitely maybe go live Wednesday night too. Definitely got to go live Wednesday night. There's also CONMEBOL. How am I forgetting CONMEBOL? So a lot of content to finish off the month of March that has been very scanty in terms of the output, but it's all good, man. It's all good. I've been outputting in other departments, other areas of life. So just to land the plane on today's live stream, guys, I did make a separate video talking about Canada, so please go and check that one out. But while we're here, let's talk Canada 4, Jamaica 0. I did predict a 3-0 win for the Canadian team, and they did one better by scoring 4. I think Adrian Mariappa with that own goal there was a bit too overzealous. You should have just leave the ball for Andre Blake. Leave the ball for Andre Blake. He was getting ready to pick it up. You had to go in there. And I think this could be it for players like Adrian Mariappa as well, where the Jamaican team will be looking to move on from some of these guys. And at the age of 35, Mariappa, I think your ship has been sailed. You've been one of the better players and more consistent players for Jamaica, but I think that should be it for players like Javon Watson and Adrian Mariappa. And you could see from the 11 that Paul Hall put out on the day, interim manager Paul Hall, to say, just to be correct, you could see by the 11, a Jamaican Reggae Boys B team on the night. Guys like Nelson, Green, Bygrave, Thomas. Who else? Richard King has been introduced lately. So all new faces, man. All new. I don't know if they did this to rest up a lot of players for the final game against Honduras so that they could finish off their World Cup qualifiers with a bang. But this Jamaican team, they just put out, they basically just called up a few dancehall DJs in Canada. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all put on your clothes and just come over here and play. You know what I mean? Come through. Basically. And they got smashed up. This game should have ended 10-0. And I mean this. It should have ended 10-0. 10-0. And I'm not even exaggerating here. It should have ended 10-0. The amount of chances that Kyle Laren and Buchanan and Jonathan David had, if they were more clinical, it would have ended in about 10-0. It would have been one of the most embarrassing losses for Jamaica national team. 20 shots at goal for Canada, 9 on target. So when I say it should have been 10-0, it should have been 10-0. Jamaica only mustered 2 shots, 1 on target. I could remember Daniel Green with a good shot that tested Boyan, and that was it. That was pretty much it for Jamaica. Pretty much it. Ravel Morrison, and Devon Williams were, 2 of the only more experienced players in the fold. But you could see that Jamaica might be looking to move on from a lot of these guys, you know what I mean? You check the bench, you see look, Peter Leversell, Tariq, Zimmies, Alex Marshall, Lamar Walker, all came off the bench. A lot of players did not even travel. So Jamaica have already given up. You see what I'm saying? They say, hey, man, it's okay, man. We're done. That's it. Embarrass us more. Canada, Laren in the 13th. What a ball by Steven Estacio. Estacio had a couple chances as well. Tajon Buchanan in the 44th minute. At the far post, recycled ball coming in. Buchanan in the back of the net. Hoylett, that goal was brilliant. Brilliant goal. And Mariappa's own goal. Sam Adu Kudbe was bright on the day, man. I'm telling you, Adu Kudbe had a brilliant game. Brilliant game, man. Where in the last game, Richie Larea looked good. Adu Kudbe looked really good. He wasn't involved in the previous match. The loss to Costa Rica. And then Alistair Johnson came off the bench. Canada flexing their depth. Look, I'm happy for these guys, man. I'm really happy for Atiba Hutchinson. At his age, he's going to get to participate at a World Cup. You see what I'm saying? You got bright talents like Liam Fraser, Kamal Miller. Look, the team is going in the right direction for the most part. It's going in the right direction, and I'm really happy for Canada. I like this. I like that we have a different team qualifying for the World Cup, like a team that we don't usually see qualifying. Canada. You see what I'm saying? Not like boring Asia where the same 4 teams qualify again. See what I'm saying? They won't send 5 teams this time around. Australia or whoever going to play that team from South America are not winning. They're not winning. So Asia, the same old, same old. South America, basically the same old, same old. You know what I mean? This time around, Ecuador may replace Colombia. But we need some debutants. You know what I mean? North Macedonia, could you knock out Portugal? Could you do it? We need some debutants. We might not even see a debutant at the World Cup. We go to Africa, we see Mali, behind DR Congo. We could see a fresh team. But for the most part, man, I think it's going to be the same old teams. Netherlands back. No Italy again. You know what I mean? Same old teams, man. Same old. But what we know for sure is that John Herdman and Canada are back at the World Cup after a 36-year hiatus. Congratulations to Team Canada. They deserve it. Thoroughly topping the octagonal. They've really done well in all departments, man. So just to give you some more insight on the departments, what I'm talking about. For Canada, they 28 points. They can't be surpassed. That won't happen. They can, however, be surpassed on goal difference, but I don't see Canada losing their final match against Panama by a big margin. I don't see, if they do lose the game, it's not going to be by a big margin. The USA play Costa Rica. They're not going to smash up Costa Rica on the road. So the USA do have a chance to top the table, but I think Canada will ultimately do so. I don't even think Canada will lose that game in Panama. They could potentially finish with 29 points or even 31. But in terms of goals scored, the most, 23 in 13 games. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Goals against, defense, 6. Best defense, best attack, most points, best goal difference, most wins, least amount of losses. A complete performance in World Cup qualifiers. John Herdman and his boys could not have wished for a better performance. The fortunes, definitely favored the brave. Canada. And I think that's where I'll leave it, man. I could go on and on and on, but I think that's where I'll leave it. Big up to the boy Dupe coming out of Canada right about now. Who else we got, man? Who else we got? Big up to Beast Kill in the house, man. Everybody in here. T-Bird. Everybody in here, man. Everybody in here. I'm not going to go too deep into the comments right now. Dave Valensky in the house. How are you doing, Dave? Nice to see you in here, man. Usually come around for the World Cup qualifying and international football. Very lame Pichu. Jamaica did basically nothing all game. Basically, man. You know what I'm saying? Basically, they had a few moments, but that's for the most part. Let me see who else. Big up to Italo Canero. Who else? Yeah, don't forget Carnival. Almost, right? Ben, talk about Oceania. I did already. I did, man. I did. So everybody in here, man, thanks for coming through. It's 11:52. It's late. I mean, I've had a long day, and we're gonna land the plane right about now. Definitely gonna land the plane. Big up to Skylanders in the house. Andrew Morales, Hot Chili, everybody in here, man. Everybody in here. Carl Edward, brother Bluto, God, Bluto, man, from Popeyes. Haven't heard that name in a long time. Some at the Longhouse in the house. Who else we got in here? H watching this. Garrett G. Michael Hassam. Everybody, man. Who else? The GOAT. CJ2K. Oh, man. Oh, the shout-outs. Shout-outs. Who else? Big up to Mr. Yawn in the house, man. Thank you very much for coming through to another one. Who else we got in here, man? Who else we got? Big up, everybody. Appreciate it. Make sure you like up the video. It has been a fun one. Wait, before we do go, let's just touch briefly on the games that's coming up during the week, and then we'll call it a day. So we scroll all the way down, and we have 4 more games left in CONCACAF World Cup qualifying to go with the one-off playoff match that will be against a team from between New Zealand or Solomon Islands. I think that's going to be Costa Rica versus one of those teams. But we have 4 games left in the octagonal. Mexico will host El Salvador to celebrate with their fans in Mexico, their World Cup qualification, pretty sure of that. Jamaica will look to finish things off on a high, but Honduras would also like to finish off with a win, their only win for World Cup qualifying. Panama would like to finish things off on a high as well, finish off with pride to beat Canada. Doubt that's going to happen, but you never know. But what we know for sure is that we're going to have a few fights in that game. And for Costa Rica versus the USA, they will be looking to do the unthinkable and smash the USA to smithereens and qualify ahead of them and put the USA into the playoffs. That won't happen either. It won't happen. But those are the 4 games that we have left, and this is what the table looks like going into the 14th and final match day. Guys, tomorrow when I go live, we're going to do a medley. Africa, South America, Europe, Asia, Oceania, and more CONCACAF. Okay? So, yeah. I actually thought I had this up on the screen showing you guys, but I kind of effed up with that one. I really did. I tend to do that at times, you know what I'm saying? But I'm only human. It happens. It happens. But guys, I absolutely love doing this. I love doing this, coming to talk to you guys. I seem like a crazy man in this room talking to this camera, but I'm talking to you guys. A lot of you guys in here, we're talking World Cup qualifiers. We love this, man. We love this. See what I'm saying? We love this. This is something special because there's not a lot of people in the world that do what I do in talking World Cup qualifiers, going in depth, and just having knowledge about all the confederations. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta give people like me some credit. You know, big up to Football Pharaoh. Michael talks football as well, and a few more people that do this thing. You see what I'm saying? So guys, thanks again for tuning in to yet another one. I'm your boy Dominic Rich, and this is where I leave you. I love you, but I gotta go. Okay? So thanks again. Like the video if you haven't yet done so. Subscribe if you're new. And until next time, peace out. Rich Squad. Peace. Namaste. I gotta go and take a shower and go to sleep now. We talk tomorrow, okay? Okay? Be good. Stay safe.